Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where Ica now is coming along. It's not perfect yet, but it'll get there. We do need to build a church here eventually, and where do we want to build that? Out over here? I feel like that's not a great spot for it. We're building a farmhouse over here, and that's intended to farm this region, and that should be sufficient for dealing with that, as far as food production here goes for now anyway. So that seems fine. Where do we want to put the church? I guess here. I'm not super pleased with this positioning, though. But I guess it'll do. So that's okay. We're going to get this charcoal kiln done. We're going to get this wooden church done. And eventually that'll all be finished. So we're going to need level 2 burgage plots. And that, of course, means that we're going to need a source of clothing. So to that end, we have a couple of options. We're going to need a weaver's workshop for sure. But we can build a sheep farm like we have in the past, or we could just go straight for flax farming. What is the flax fertility around here? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So in that case, we should probably go the sheep route. So I'm going to do that. We are going to go into farming. We're going to put up a sheep farm, and the sheep farm is probably going to go up over this way. So I'm thinking the sheep farm goes here with the pasture, and let's just look at fertility up here. Yeah, the pasture can go somewhere around here. This will be relatively fine. So I'm just going to put the pasture about here. And that's got space for 32 sheep. That should be plenty. So no problem there. We're, of course, going to need to get a livestock trading post. We could put that in somewhere around here. Okay. So that'll do for now. Now, of course, our royal tax is going to be a lot. No doubt about that. And they're still hauling over here, I'm noticing. Okay. So the plow is beginning on this field. But we're not doing any manual plowing over this direction. So these fields are fallow. And we're working on plowing out over here. Now, this was all harvested. I don't know why these are still here. That's a visual bug, I guess. That seems good. There's some plowing beginning there, and the plow here is going very nicely indeed. I'm not too concerned about this plow. I think that this is going to be done in plenty of time. So that seems wonderful. We now have enough cash to make our payment, so that seems good. We're at 82% approval here. Taxation is a big reason why our approval is negative. And we could definitely think about bringing that up. What is our current town size in Waldbrand? This is a small town? Okay. So we need 10 burgages at level 3 or higher. And that's definitely something we could do. I'm a little concerned still about our tavern's ale supply. I think that that's a considerable problem if we're attempting to rank up our towns, which we've not really been trying to do all that much of late. So that is definitely noted. Now, I would like to get a manor constructed down here at a certain point, and we don't have enough goods for that right now. We are lacking the stone for that one. Okay. Well, we could definitely take a road out to this stone pit. Something like that. There we go. And we can get some stone mining over here, at least once we get some additional people over here. We've got a bunch of jobs that we need to fill and a lack of people. So we need to get our approval up. Down due to homelessness and unburied bodies, those are going to expire. So that sounds good. No major issues there. Now, how's our plow going over here in Waldbrand? The answer is it's going. Albeit slowly. We're still working on hauling goods back, and it's October. That said, it looks like we're almost done with that. Okay. Well, we're definitely plowing here. And plowing here. And here. We've got an ox heading out over this way. And another ox here. So we're working on it. There's plowing occurring, but it is slow. It is slowly being worked on. Out over here, we've definitely got more plowing occurring. We would like to have this plowing done a lot faster, to be honest. But we are making some progress anyway. So this field is going to be done very soon. That'll get planted. That's a wheat field, so that is really our highest priority, I think. Getting a wheat field planted is a big deal. Out over here, looks like this is fully plowed at this point, and probably fully sown as well. Yeah, so this is up in Nuslo. This is completely fine. In Waldbrand, things are definitely a lot sketchier in terms of getting this all done. But we're now starting to plow by hand, and that seems good. I really think a big part of the problem with Waldbrand is large transit times in hauling resources from the field to the farmhouse. I think that's a really big part of this. But we have a lot of plowing ongoing, and that looks good. We're able to get these fields plowed relatively quickly once we start actually working on them. So that's good. So like this field gets plowed, this field is pretty much plowed at this point, and our oxen are just working away. Beautiful. We should finish up this plow very shortly. And this plow should finish up very shortly as well, as should this one, in fact. Yeah, so this ox finished here. All of these people left this field and went to go seed this field. And the ox is now plowing over here. I don't know about that. That doesn't seem tremendously efficient. But whatever. As long as we get our planting done before the winter, that's what's important here. It is November at this point, by the way. So over here, we can see what we've got going on. And it's not a lot. We are sowing this field at this point, and this field. So these two fields... Oh, these two fields are set to fallow. They should not be. This would be wheat, and this should be probably barley. I don't know why I didn't set those. They should have been set, for sure. So we can get started on doing some plowing on these fields. It'll take some time for the oxen to get back over there. That is mostly my fault, so that's okay. So out over here, we can see that all of these fields... Well, this one isn't sown yet. This one isn't sown yet. These two fields are sown. These fields are all sown. This one's not fully plowed yet, and we're working on sowing these fields. So there's two here that are not fully sown yet. They will get sown very, very soon. 96%. 97, 98, 99, and 100. Okay, perfect. This field is fully sown as well. So now all we're waiting on is this single flax field, and that's going to be done plowing very shortly. It is late November, and let's see if we get that done in time. Plowing progress 97. And it's December. Okay. So this field didn't quite get plowed, but everything else here did. This field was incredibly close to getting plowed. Incredibly, incredibly close. Now, these two fields didn't get plowed. That is almost certainly my own fault because I had them set as fallow, and that should have been changed. No doubt about that. So down here in Eikenau, we're going to want to have someone in the trading post. And I'm going to put someone in the livestock trading post for now as well. We're going to need to sell some things. And for now, the thing that we're going to sell is going to be hides. So we're going to export, and I want to keep around only like 5 of these. So we're going to do that. That'll get us some amount of money coming in. And then we're going to want to bring in sheep. We're going to want to import sheep. That's going to be fairly expensive. And I'm going to want to bring in at least like 5 or 10. So we're going to go for 10 here. And we'll just slowly bring those in over time as we get enough regional wealth to do that. So we're just exporting hides, importing sheep is the goal. We're going to need to construct a weaver's workshop here at a certain point, and that is fine. So I'm going to put the weaver's workshop maybe here, and we'll get that constructing. But we're going to need to get people working in a number of these locations. Now, there's no one in our forager hut or our forester hut at this moment. That's understood. No one in the saw pit either. We just need to get more people here. Okay, so that's fine. This over here, I think these would have gotten plowed and sown if I hadn't have accidentally kept them fallow. That's my own fault. As far as this goes, we could make the argument that this field should be broken up. I'm going to make that argument. I'm going to demolish this field, and then we're going to rebuild it somewhat smaller. Something about like this. 0.7 Morgan, and then this up here, which is 0.9 Morgan. So that's a little bit better. This would, in theory, be flax for both of these. Yeah, we'll do it that way. Now, that's obviously not going to get planted until spring, but those are the only fields that will need to be planted over here. This all got planted, no problem. And then over here, these two fields will be planted in the spring, and hopefully they'll get done reasonably quickly. We'll see how it goes. So let's check in on our military situation here. So this is looking decent. We do need additional polearms for our polearm militia, 7 of them to be precise. I think our problem here is that we're not importing very much in terms of iron slabs. Let's bring this up to a desired surplus of 5. And that'll be fine for now. And then we've got our smithy out over here somewhere. Yeah, here's the blacksmith. And they're currently working on producing polearms, which requires an iron slab and planks. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get those 7 built. But we really only need the 7. So we're not going to have to import iron here for very long, although we may want to still produce tools and still import the iron. We'll see what our regional wealth is looking like. So here we are in December, and we've currently got 9 months of food in Waldbrand. I am thinking about ditching... No, we already ditched the policy, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We ditched that policy. Fantastic. So we're going to want to get some additional level 3 burgage plots. So we have 12 level 2 burgage plots right now. So I'm thinking we should probably upgrade... We're going to need 5 additional level 2 burgages. So 1 here. 1 here. And then this we can't upgrade due to a lack of timber, of all things. Okay, we have 3 families on our logging camp. But they are struggling to find places to plant. Fair enough. Let's put an extra family into this forester's hut. And we're going to need to grab another family somewhere for this forester's hut. Would be ideal. Okay. What is this over in Ika now? No fields to work. Yes, I'm aware of that. We don't have anyone working in the farmhouse. It's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. That is absolutely fine. Up here in Zoao, we've got some full generic storage, which isn't shocking. So things are ticking along reasonably well over here. What are we exporting? We're exporting bread here, aren't we? Yeah, like this place is absolutely a bit of a bread basket. We may want to export barley as well and just keep around like 100 in stock. Like this. So something like that. Royal tax is increased. It's still at 1.2k. Sure. So it's January right now. We're going to have to pay that in 48 days. But I would like to reinforce this retinue a little bit. So we're going to need to keep 1.2k, so we'll keep ourselves above like 1.3 for the time being. And we'll recruit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 into our retinue. So that keeps us well above that 1.2. I don't know the exact number that we need for the annual royal tax, so I don't want to take it further than that just now. Okay, presumably we're going to have a sheep in this pasture relatively soon. But is that a sheep coming in there? Yes, that is a sheep. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to have some sheep out in this pasture, and we're definitely going to want to tend to those sheep. So where do we want to do that from? Well, we need to have some population growth here, is what we really, really need. So that's reasonably fine. Waldbrand has completed construction up over here. Oh, a new family moved in. Beautiful. We're going to put that family immediately onto the sheep farm. So that sounds good. Up here in Waldbrand, the question is, what are we interested in doing? Well, I'm going to put a second family in this forester's hut. We want to replant this area for sure, and that means we don't have anyone on construction. We don't have anything queued right now, and we've only got 2 timber. So I wouldn't mind upgrading like this to a level 2 burgage, but we're not in a position to do that as of yet. We currently have, in theory, 7 potential burgage plots level 3. In theory, once we get them actually upgraded. And that is not quite enough. So we definitely need to bring this up. We've got lots of level 1 burgage plots here, so I'm not concerned about that one. Cool. So we've solved our farm problems with sheer manpower. That's not necessarily ideal. I'm 99% certain that the reason we're having issues with this is because of long transit times. And that's fine. We're not surprised about that one. So down over here, I would like to get a family into the charcoal kiln. We're going to definitely do that. Just the one family, and we have no one on construction right now. We're going to get 2 additional families here eventually over time, and that looks fine. Okay. So this trading post here is, of course, going to be exporting some bread, and we don't really have problems with our food production here. So that seems good. It's January right now, and we're just pretty much wanting to cruise through this winter. I guess in the meantime, let's work on some potential burgages over here. I'm wondering if this is a valid burgage. It's not. Okay. I'm not shocked about that. So then out over this direction, we would look to have a burgage. I mean, this is going to be really awkward here. I guess that works. Sure. It's going to be really awkward. Yeah, I know that we don't have a family assigned to construction work here. That's understood. Once our population grows, then we'll get that. So that is fantastic. We are, of course, going to also need to come out over here and get ourselves our stonecutter's camp. So we'll get that going, and we're going to want to clear up this stone deposit. That will allow us to build our manor. And that's pretty much all we need to do right now is get our manor built and get its tower built as well. So that'll be fine. Over in Newslow, there should be nothing going on. We've got 1276 regional wealth right now. I'd definitely like to see that number come up a bit. But for the moment, we're focused on getting Waldbrand upgraded to a medium town. So that's fine. Okay, it is February right now. We're going to have our royal tax collection in 15 days. Okay. So let's just wait until that finishes up. Waldbrand just broke regional wealth of 1,200, or rather 2,000, I should say. That's pretty solid. And we're going to continue over in Zawao as well. So this is pretty decent, actually. I think it feels good to be at about 5% tax. Wonderful. So we're definitely going to put in some farming out over this direction. I do want to get some additional families here before the spring, ideally. We're going to want to plant down here pretty much as soon as possible. And that is going to be definitely something that we want to do. I was hoping that these trees would be cleared out a little bit. These are up here. I'm wondering about the fertility over here. Down here is definitely the way to go. So I'm going to go for just a single small field down here. And that is going to uproot some trees. Definitely. This isn't exactly a small field. A single relatively large field here. And that is intended to be a wheat field. So we'll do that. We're also going to need to build ourselves a communal oven, and we're going to need to build a windmill. So a windmill out over here is not all that efficient. Out over here might be reasonably efficient. I'm wondering about maybe up over this direction. 98, 97. Okay. Just looking for a nice 100% efficiency area. That would be ideal. 63. Hilarious. No, we're not going to put it there. That's for sure. So I'm thinking maybe this 99% right here. That seems decent. So we'll put that in there. And we're going to also need to put in a communal oven. This can go somewhere like... Does it really not fit here? No, it fits here. No, it must fit here. Oh, that's our market. Right, that's our market space. Hang on. That's, of course, not going to work. So in that case, we could see about putting it in down here, where we know we can't put in a burgage. So that'll be fine. We'll get all of that constructed. That will take a little while. And hopefully, I want these burgages to be high priority on the construction. So let's get those completed, and let's start putting families into our farmhouse as soon as it hits spring. So we're currently 2 days until our royal tax collection. Any moment now. There's the royal tax collection. So that's very expensive, right? No doubt about that. But I am going to come in and customize this retinue. We're going to recruit additional men-at-arms here. It would be nice if we could recruit ministerialis, but unfortunately, that's not an option. So we're going to recruit a few men-at-arms here, and that brings us up to 23 out of 24. Okay. Now we're going to have to save up for our next tax payment. But that's a full year away, and we know that we should be getting a good amount of income over here. So that sounds good. Are foresters able to plant in the winter? I don't think so. I think they can only plant in the summer. So that is definitely noted. What's our sawmill doing here? That's the dyer's workshop. Here's the saw pit. So construction reserve is currently 10. I'm going to bump this construction reserve up to about 50. Actually, I'm going to put it at like, maybe like 25. Something like that. I want to keep around a good amount of timber here. Okay, so that sounds good for the moment. Here in Waldbrand, of course, we want to upgrade quite a large number of these burgages. So we can do this one. And this one we can't upgrade just yet. We can pull one of these families out of the forester's hut to do construction for the time being. They're not doing any planting at this moment, so that seems fine. Now, of course, here we're going to be exporting roof tiles. We've got a rich deposit of clay, but we do need to get this upgraded to a medium village, which means we need level 2 burgage plots. That, of course, means that we're going to need that weaver's workshop to be properly online. Where is the weaver's workshop? I built one, right? That's a livestock trading post. That's a storehouse. Yeah, here's the weaver's workshop. So we need our families to grow here for sure. Is that all of the construction done over here? No, we've not built this stonecutter camp just yet. But I think everything else here has been built. Do we want to get rid of this corpse pit? It feels like it's not, strictly speaking, necessary anymore. I don't know. Maybe. I definitely want to have at least one family working in the farmhouse. So I'm really hoping that we get a new family moving in before March. And we didn't. Okay. So no new family moving in. I'm going to assign the construction family to go plant this field. That is extremely high priority. It's only the one field, and that will be fine. So that was a new family moving in now. Okay. That's absolutely great. So we're very happy that that's happening. Let's expand the living space over here. That'll be fine. And out this direction, of course, these two fields are getting plowed. It's going to take a little bit of time. And out over here, these 2 fields are getting plowed, which again is going to take a little bit of time. That's going to be done just with oxen. So it's going to be not necessarily the greatest thing in the world, but it will take a little bit of time. So both of these are flax. It's not the biggest of deals. They'll get finished eventually. Out over this direction, we can see, yep, these 2 fields are getting plowed. I think they would have been previously if I had not been dumb and left them fallow. That's my own fault. How are we doing with the plowing over here? Well, this is only 1 family working on this, so we probably should put a second family into this for now and have them help out. Yes, I'm aware that there are unassigned families needed for construction work. We'll get there. So we're working on plowing this field. It's going to be mediocre. I'm not too concerned about food production here right now, but in the future I will be. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to get these last couple of fields planted and continue to make a, frankly, ludicrous amount of money. This is going very well in terms of finances, although I would like to bring the regional wealth up over here a little bit. I feel like higher level burgages would be pretty handy over this way to generate additional wealth. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.